Learn everything about Fantasy Premier League aka FPL in 400 seconds. Let's go. Selecting your initial team. Your squad must consist of 15 players including 2 goalkeepers, 5 defenders, 5 midfielders and 3 forwards. You can select a maximum of 3 players from a single Premier League team and you have a total budget of 100 million to spend on your initial squad. Managing your team. From your 11 players you just selected, you need to select 11 players by the game week deadline to form your team. All your points for the game week will be scored by these 11 players. However, if one or more of these players do not play, then they'll be automatically subbed from your bench. Your team can play in any formation, however, you need to make sure that you have at least 1 goalkeeper, at least 3 defenders, and at least 1 forward in any of your formations at all times. From the starting 11 that you just picked, you need to nominate 1 captain and 1 vice captain. Your captain will be scoring double the amount of points that he scores. If your captain does not feature in that game week, then your captain will be changed to the vice captain that you selected. If both your captain and vice captain play 0 minutes and do not feature in a game week, then no players from your squad will score double points. Your bench is a vital part of the game as it provides cover for unforeseen events like injuries and postponements by automatically replacing starting players who don't play with your bench players. Playing in a game week means that they play at least 1 minute of the game. If your goalkeeper doesn't play in the game week, he'll be replaced by your second goalkeeper who will be on the bench. If any of your outfield players don't play in a game week, they'll be substituted by someone on your bench who is the highest priority outfield substitute who played in the game week and doesn't break the formation rules. Or if your starting team has 1 forward, then a forward can only be replaced by another forward. Making transfers. After selecting your initial squad, you can buy and sell players in the transfer market. You have unlimited transfers before the first deadline. After the first deadline, you'll receive 1 free transfer all the way throughout the season every single game week. Each additional transfer you make in the same game week will deduct 4 points from your total score. If you do not use your free transfer, you're able to stack them to the following week and have 2 free transfers on the following week. However, you cannot stack more than 2 free transfers. Once the season has started, the player prices change during the season depending on their performance and popularity of the player in the transfer market. Player prices increase and decrease in increments of 0.1. Chips. You have 5 chips in total: the bench boost, free hit, triple captain, wildcard. You have 1 of each except the wildcard, which you have 2 of. Only 1 chip can be played in a single game week. The bench boost chip allows the points scored on your bench in that game week to be included in your total score. The free hit chip allows you to make unlimited free transfers for a single game week. At the next game week, your squad is returned to how it was at the start of the game week before you selected the free hit chip. The triple captain chip allows your captain or vice captain to triple up their points instead of double. The wildcard chip can be used twice in a season. The first wildcard is available from the start of the season until Tuesday 28th December. From then, you have a second wildcard available to you, and this one is available to you until the end of the season. This is a good point to mention that in some game weeks we have double game weeks or triple game weeks or even blank game weeks. A double game week is a game week in which a team plays twice, and therefore a triple game week is a game week in which a team plays 3 times. A blank game week is a game week in which not every single team has a fixture, therefore there are a reduced amount of fixtures in that game week. Deadlines. The deadline for each game week is 90 minutes before the kickoff of the first match of that game week. You need to make your changes to your team before every game week deadline. This includes selecting your starting 11, your transfers, your captain changes, your vice captain and all your substitutes. Scoring points. For every player that plays up to 60 minutes, they'll get 1 point. For every player that plays more than 60 minutes, that'll be 2 points. For each goal scored by a goalkeeper or a defender, they'll get 6 points. For each goal scored by a midfielder, that'll be 5 points. For each goal scored by a forward, that's 4 points. For every assist by any player, that's 3 points. For a clean sheet by a goalkeeper or a defender, they get 4 points. For a clean sheet by a midfielder, that's 1 point. For every 3 shots saved by a goalkeeper, that'll be 1 point. For each penalty saved by a goalkeeper, that's 5 points. For each penalty miss by any player is a -2. Bonus points for the best players in a match rank from 1 point all the way to 3 points. For every 2 goals conceded by a goalkeeper or a defender, that will be -1 point. For every yellow card by any player, they will receive -1 point. For each red card by any player, that's a -3 points. And for every own goal by any player, that's a -2 points. The clean sheet points for goalkeeper, defender and midfielder are rewarded after 60 minutes of them playing on the pitch and not conceding a goal. Leagues. After you've created your squad, you can join and create leagues to compete with your friends and other game players. There are several league types. Firstly, the invitational leagues. Invitational leagues and cups are the main part of the game where you can compete against your friends. You just need to create a league and then send the unique code to all your participating friends. You can compete in up to 25 private leagues and there are no limits to the amount of players in a single league. Then we have public leagues. You can join up to 5 public leagues against randomly assigned teams. Global leagues. You're automatically entered into the following global leagues: the overall league featuring all registered teams, a league for fellow managers from your specific country, a league for supporters of your favorite Premier League team, a league for managers starting the same game week as you, and the Fantasy Cup, and this starts in game week 17. Next we have classical scoring and head-to-head scoring. In a league with classical scoring, teams are ranked based on the total points in the game. In a league with head-to-head scoring, every team plays a match against another team in the league in each game week. The match result is based on the game week score of each team minus any transfer points spent preparing for the game week. And finally, we have cups. Starting the season, you can create a league cup for those who join your invitational classical leagues. The league cup will start in the second half of the season depending on the size of your league, and it will conclude in the game week 38, and this is the final game week. How does the cup work? Each qualifying team will be randomly drawn against another in the first round. The winner, this is the team with the highest game week score minus any transfer points, will progress to the second round and another random draw. The losers are immediately out. This process continues until the final game week when the 2 remaining teams contest the cup final. And that concludes everything you need to know about FPL. Take care.